Hey, for Friday, July 17th, 2020. This is the Pro and Con Show, and I am your host, Michael James Ott. Welcome to the show. It's great to have you. Listen, the purpose of the show is to encourage us to be better citizens, okay? And we need to do that, all right? We need to spend a little bit of our time, a little bit of our lives talking to each other about the issues and ferreting out kind of this common ground, which we have. I guarantee you, I swear, we have tremendous levels of common ground, but we've allowed ourselves to be divided, and we can fix this. We can fix it. You and I can fix it. Just come along with me, and let's step by step move forward and take some time, you and I, to understand the walks in our lives, the paths that we've taken to where we have gotten today. So today's show is called TRUMPAGANDA, and it's amazing. I am an independent, okay? I don't really strongly affiliate with either party, and on the national level, for example, I have voted for Reagan and I voted for Obama, and I voted for the Bushes and so on. There you go. I mean, I really just want, and I think most of us really have kind of a centrist view, plus or minus. And so any time that the rhetoric gets leaning too far one way or the other, most of us, I believe, get uncomfortable. And but I just really want to make the comment about Mr. Trump's campaign at the moment. So, and if you watch my past videos, you watch my future videos, I don't think that Mr. Trump is a very good person. And I think he's a lousy president. And that has nothing to do with the fact that he's a Republican, a Democrat, or I don't care. He could be, pink with purple polka dots for all I care. He lacks the leadership qualities and as far as I can tell, the mental acuity to do the job well. And then, of course, he has all kinds of personality traits that I think cause him to really perform poorly in this important office in our land. But I just so now that the campaign continues and the polling continues and the gap between Mr. Trump and Mr. Biden is opening, apparently, per the polls, and so generically that's probably true. That any given individual poll you might be very skeptical about, but on the average, and that's why I tell people go to a website like Real Clear Politics or some others. There's a few others I think that do the same thing, and they list all the polls that are taking, and then they list them out. They give the results, and then they kind of do this averaging thing. So you can say on average, despite the different sources of the polls and stuff like that, this is the trend. And the trend is that Mr. Biden is growing in popularity and Mr. Trump is losing popularity at the moment. And so the trend between them, when you ask voters, who would you vote for today, more and more of them are saying Joe Biden and less of them are saying Donald Trump. And so I have an email address, obviously, and I've talked about this before, okay, I am a straight, white male, age 59. So I'm Mr. Trump's demographic, or at least they think I am, and so they send me emails all the time, even though I've never asked for one, and even though when they ask me questions, for example, the other day, they said, we'd love to hear from you. Ask us a question. You have the exclusive. And this is the thing that I want to talk about, is we're going to go through some of these emails. You have an exclusive opportunity to talk directly to Mr. Trump. This is the kind of stuff that's in these things. And so ask a question, and Mr. Trump will read it. So the question that I asked him was, and I've on a few opportunities in the past asked similar questions. Mr. Trump, it appears like, or it seems to me that you were never that intelligent. And now it really seems, based on your actions, based on your speech patterns, that you are in early onset dementia, that you are losing your grasp of reality and losing your capability. Your mental acuity is the term I like to use. You are losing your mental acuity to do the job. What is your response to this? Because it appears to me that this is true. And then I get right after that, so I send that back. That's not all that flattering. And you would expect, especially Mr. Trump, to say, well, we're going to take this odd guy off our mailing list. But no, instead, I get a flurry of activity in my inbox. And that's exactly what I want to talk about, and especially the types of activity that are in my inbox. It's one, and they're coming like every 2 hours now. Every 2 hours, pretty much night and day, I am getting these exclusive offers. So here's one of them. Okay, try to make sure I'm holding that so the camera can see it well. Okay, so let me just say, we have an exclusive just for you. President Trump sent us a list of his top 100 supporters who he wanted to do something special for, and your name is on that list. I've never given a dime toward Mr. Trump. Again, and you people out there, as we talk, as I've said many times, you are perfectly within your rights to support Mr. Trump, to think he's the greatest president of all time and stuff like that. I just don't happen to agree. But anyway, let's just look at this. So, an exclusive offer. I'm in the top 100 supporters. I've never given the man a dime, ever. And for a short time, when you make a contribution of $20, we'll send you an iconic Trump-Pence yard sign for free. Yeah, free offers costing $20. Of course, this is done. This is capitalism, right? And people, I mean, I remember once a car dealership down where I was living. They put this fantastic ad in the paper, and they said that they were offering, I think it was like a 30% off suggested retail price. It didn't say manufacturer suggested retail price. It said suggested retail price. So I went to the lot to just see what this was, because I was very suspicious about how this discount was working. And rightly so, because I got there, and what they had done is they'd taken the original manufacturer sticker, and then they'd added a secondary sticker. And every car in the lot, the dealer had put on, I don't know, like 10 dealer add-on things. And oh my God, these things were marked up unbelievably. Oh, we put a pinstripe on. Now, normally dealers get a lot for a pinstripe, $100, $200. This place was like $750. And then they did like the paint coat protectant and stuff like that. Well, normally, again, a couple, $300, which is a huge markup already. You can buy a kit and do it yourself for $30 or $50 or something, and the dealership will charge you $300 or whatever. But this, okay, they're in business to make money. But this dealership was charging like $1,200 for paint protection, and the list just goes on and on. Each truck had this list of stuff that the dealer had put on, and the total actual worth of that stuff was, oh gosh, a few $100s. and yet the dealer had claimed that the retail price of all of those add-ons was like $8,000 or something. And so then they were, drastically discounting off of the MSRP plus $8,000 and then coming back. It's like, oh yeah, great. Okay. So consumer beware. So let's just look at some of these other so here's another one. Just again, they're coming, just bang, 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 bang. Michael, I want to meet you. On July 21st, I'm going to hold my first ever virtual fundraiser. And only a few of my top supporters around the nation. I really want you to be part of it because you're one of my most trusted allies, I want to do something special for you. I've reserved in my schedule before the fundraiser starts so that I can have a video call with you. Oh my God. I am not offering this exclusive opportunity to the general public, Michael. This invitation is for you and you only. So please do not share these details with anyone. So this is, they're really going for, there's a level of human psychology here. My friends and I were talking about it last week when I was visiting with them. So humans basically make decisions in two categories. There's kind of a quick decision kind of thing, and then there's an extended, thoughtful process. And if you talk to any psychologist that worth their salt, any human behaviorist worth their salt, they will tell you that by far your best decisions, the best things that you think or whatever are in the long-term thinking. And you should avoid making decisions in that short-term thinking, reaction thinking. That segment of your thinking is for, fight or flight, basically. It's, you come upon some kind of threat and you make a quick decision. And that's appropriate. You come across a bear in a path, you make a decision, climb a tree or whatever it is that you decide, that's appropriate. But at all times, if it's not truly fight or flight, you should go into the second bin. And by the way, one of the problems that we have and why mobs form and why, you get rioting and stuff like that is people get caught up in a short-term decision-making thing and they do stupid stuff that they wouldn't do if they just took some time and thought about it. And that's why leadership is so important, and especially in those moments where there's a large crowd, getting ready to do something. If a leader can get the people out of that fight or flight mode, especially when they're not trying to get them into it, which is always a bad idea, you're trying to get them out of it, then what words are they able to say to cause the people to think and to put off that reaction for hours, days, to give them time to think things through. But this is the kind of stuff, Trumpaganda. Let's see what else we got here. So my father says that the favorite part about being president is being able to make great American patriots that fight alongside him every day. That's why he told me his special event in Texas. It has come as no surprise that he wanted you to be his VIP guest. I know it sounds too good to be true, because it is, but all you have to do is contribute any amount and you'll automatically be entered in the trip to win, or the chance to win a trip of a lifetime to meet your favorite president. We're only inviting a select group of my father's best supporters, Michael. Now this is the kinds of things that people are getting, and they're getting them like, oh, look at this one. Oh my God. So breaking announcement, and NRA supports Donald Trump. Okay. Yeah, that's a breaking announcement. So here, Michael, while President Trump is busy fighting to protect your constitutional rights, radical Democrats like Joe Biden are promising to take away your guns and defund the police. In other words, they want to abolish law enforcement and then trample over your right to self-defense. Rest assured that as long as President Trump is our president, that will never happen. You know, Joe Biden owns guns and goes hunting and stuff like that. You know this, right? Anyway, so enough said. I mean, and I'm getting these bang, 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 Trumpaganda. And this is whether you support Mr. Trump or support Mr. Biden or are kind of an independent and don't know which way to turn or whatever. The important reason behind why I did this show is stay away from that short-term decision-making mode. Think things through. Consider for and against. You know, good and bad, pro and con, hence the pro and con show. Okay? Consider things, because by far the decisions that you make when you actually consider alternatives and the pros and cons, bad and good of whatever it is that you're considering, you make far better decisions. All right? And this whole Trumpaganda thing, if you're a Republican or thinking about supporting Mr. Trump, just be aware that they're using a lot of tactics that are used to try to get people to do something that they really probably don't want to do, or often, not probably, but often wouldn't want to do, but they're trying to get that reaction, and they're trying to push the buttons. The simplified viewpoints, again, of propaganda, they're trying to push the emotional buttons to get you to do their bidding, okay? And as a good citizen, I'm inviting you, this is why I do the show, I'm inviting you to be a better citizen. Don't do that, please. All right? All right, so for the Pro and Con Show, my name is Michael James Ott, and until the next show, bye for now.